Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, the B-Dubs Movie Hub. Brian here. I just got back from seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, so stay tuned for my review.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
Alright, so last night I actually watched the first two films just to kind of get a refresher on those. It had been a little while since I'd seen them. The first Deadpool is amazing. It was my favorite film from 2016, and it still holds up after watching it again. Deadpool 2 I didn't find as good as the first, but it was still a very solid sequel. I still enjoyed the shit out of it. So the first two films, both very good. I had high hopes going into Deadpool and Wolverine, knowing that Hugh Jackman was returning. I loved him in the original X-Men movies. X2, X-Men United is still, one of the best in that franchise. And he's just been a phenomenal Wolverine over the last 20 plus years at this point. So it was good to see him back in that role. So with that, I was just super excited to see this movie. Ryan Reynolds is just born. He was born to play Deadpool. He's fantastic. He's hilarious. It's just such a great role of his. It'll be interesting to see if they kind of keep it rolling. But I'm glad they did the third one. I'm glad they brought back Jackman to play Wolverine. I thought the on-screen performances of them were great. The movie it's a blast. It's so much fun. I think anybody that enjoys the first two movies and the early X-Men movies and Logan, I think should enjoy it just as much. It's hilarious. There's a lot of funny moments in this movie. The audience that I saw this with was kind of just loved the shit out of it. I mean, nonstop laughter throughout. Lots of bloody kills like the first two, so they didn't really, tame it down for Disney here. They kept it rolling. Lots of harsh curse words like the first ones. Just overall, really fun third film in the series. We do get some returning cast members here from the first two films. We have the character of Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead in kind of minimal roles this time around, but they do make appearances here. There is a lot of fun, nostalgic cameos. I will not give anything away. I'm not going to sit here and spoil who is in this movie and who is not in this movie, but there's a lot of nostalgic fueled cameos, and I personally found it to be awesome. I thought it was fantastic. It brought me back to seeing those other older movies that the characters are in. So I think if you're a fan of Marvel and what they've put out in the past, I think you're really going to enjoy it. Story wise, it's a little different, but they're bringing it into the MCU, which is cool. So you get kind of aspects from Loki TV show where the TVA was a big part of that. So we do get that here in this one, and it kind of brings them full force into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I grew up on Marvel. I was a big fan of the comic books back in the day. Shout out to my dad. He worked for Marvel Comics for a bit in the early 90s. So I have a lot of memories of reading the old X-Men comics from the 90s and all that. But being the movie fan that I am, I've seen, I think, almost all of the X-Men's at this point. I think there's one I have not seen, Dark Phoenix, and I've heard not very good things about it. I guess eventually I'll get around to watching it, but just the overall X-Men Deadpool universe and bringing it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I couldn't be more happy about it. I really enjoyed this one. I think, like I said, I think most people that enjoyed the first two Deadpools will like this one. looking back at the last two movies, I think the only downside was the villain role. Yeah, I feel like they probably could have had stronger villains throughout this series. I think that kind of holds true a little bit in this one as well. Overall, again, this movie, it's hilarious, it's violent, it's vulgar. Another thing I really liked about the first two movies was the soundtrack. Um, Both had phenomenal, phenomenal music throughout. A lot of 80s music, which I always love to see in movies. And Deadpool and Wolverine kept that trend going with just another great soundtrack overall. There was a big NSYNC number at the beginning of the movie that was probably my wife's favorite part. She really enjoyed that. But yeah, in general, just all three movies have been really killing it with the soundtrack. If they keep doing more of these, I really hope that they keep that trend going because I loved it. In ranking the three films, just the Deadpools, like I said, I haven't seen all the X Men, so I'm not going to do the whole X Men Deadpool ranking, at least not in this video. But the first Deadpool would be my favorite, followed by Deadpool and Wolverine. I think that gives a little bit of a slight edge out to Deadpool 2, mainly because of the nostalgia and just the cameos. I think that really kind of made it for me. So that would probably be my second favorite, and then Deadpool 2 coming in at third. Very solid trilogy. Reynolds is fantastic. Hugh Jackman is amazing. I mean, it was so great to see him back in this role after, I think a lot of us thought that he wouldn't come back after Logan, but Disney was able to get him. Uh, they were able to get him somehow. Comment down below with what you thought of Deadpool and Wolverine if you've seen it already. Always love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the movies that I'm reviewing. Please feel free to like and share this out with your friends. I'm on Letterboxd, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. The links to those will be down in the description below. Thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.